let's jump right into the news.
No, I don't want to.
All
I
right,
don't
fine.
wanna. It's
So,
not anime. It's not anime.
all right, shut the fuck up. Okay.
I crave anime women with great thighs and chest area.
You know we're trying to make money off of this, right? So keep it PG.
I crave violence and
Okay.
anime women.
Oh my god. See the things that I have to deal with this
No,
fucking lunatic.
no, it's hilarious. You got it's funny, right? It's funny, right? I'm looking at you guys in the chat. I mean, I'm not streaming. God damn it, I was streaming yesterday.
We
Sorry.
should we should do an episode where we stream it live.
Oh, oh.
We'll be the biggest cringe lords ever.
It will be the most craziest thing. Like, guys, every topic we have, there's so many we have to cut off because we go off topic.
Yeah.
It will be the most cringiest thing we will ever do. If we do that, we should.
Okay.
I like cringe.
All right.
Let's do it.
So let's get started for real then. Hey, So, my lovely co-host, have you seen the new trailer for the new Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man No Way Home?
Yes, it's awesome. I cannot wait.
Uh, I have mixed feelings about it, but let's
I
hear
do too, but I
let's
like.
yeah, let's hear what
regardless.
you like about it.
I like how they bring at the actual Sinister Six, the original
Oh,
Sinister
yeah.
Six.
Exactly. Yeah. Doc Ock, Green Goblin, Sandman, Electro,
Electro.
and the Lizard.
Yep.
Well, interesting thing about the Lizard, but I'll let you finish. What else do you like about it?
I like how they're all bringing the old Spider-Man's main villains, and
Mm-hmm.
I wonder. The only thing I'm wondering who's gonna bring them together because in the original comics, TV shows,
Mm-hmm.
animated series, they always had Doc Ock, bringing the Sinister Six together.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of wondering, are they gonna follow that as the comics and everything? Have Doc Ock assemble all the villains after they go into this new world. They're all brought together.
Yeah. I Who knows, because I have some theories of how the movie is going to turn out. I definitely believe that the trailers are really not showing a lot of what the actual like story of the movie is. We get like the basic premise, like we know that, Tom Holland Spider-Man fucked up and now he's like bringing like all these villains from different universes into his world. But they're really not revealing a lot of things. What and you mentioned the lizard earlier. Did you see that scene? Did you see that specific shot in the trailer where he's in midair, but it looks like he's being punched in midair as well?
No, I did not. I think I
So
just.
okay, so if you go to the trailer and you look closely at one of the scenes, like one of the shots in the end of the trailer, there's like a scene where like him, Electro, and Sandman are getting ready to like attack, but you see like his face, like his jaw being punched, but there's nothing there. Like it's almost like something is punching him from off screen. And so
Also, you're thinking that they cut off a character.
yes,
That
yes.
cannot spoil anymore.
Yeah, because do you know what the big rumor about this next Spider-Man is going to be is going around?
Venom being in there.
No, not Venom. So, since the movie has like a lot of characters, well, especially the villains from other
Oh, you mean
movies.
the big theory is all the other Spider-Man.
Yes.
So you're
Tobey
thinking that there's a different Spider-Man
Yeah.
punching
Yeah.
him in the face.
So
Alright.
the theory is that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are either gonna have cameos or they're gonna have supporting roles in the movie as well. So so I think it is gonna happen. I think that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are gonna show up in the movie. I don't know how exactly they're going to incorporate them in the movie. They may be just cameos, or they may be just at the end of the movie, or maybe they're in like the second or maybe in the second half of the movie. So we'll see. I'm really excited to see because I do believe they are going to do it because they're bringing back Doc Ock and the Sandman,
The Lizard.
not just the Lizard, but also like the Green Goblin, and they're from the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, and then Electro and what's his the Lizard are from the Andrew Garfield movies because they also brought back Jamie Foxx as Electro. They brought back Willem Dafoe as the Green Goblin, and they brought back Alfred Molina as Doc Ock, and also J. Jonah Jameson, even though he's playing a different version of the character, is still being played by J.K. Simmons. So I am very confident that we're gonna relive our childhoods when we go see it, because we're gonna go see. Well, I grew up with the Tobey Maguire Spider Man, but yeah. So a lot of people are gonna relive their childhoods when they go see the movie in the theater. So that's the one thing that's hyping me for this movie. And also, the only thing that I am worried about the new Spider-Man movie is like I feel my fear is that they're gonna turn it either into Ready Player One or the new Space Jam movie, where they're just gonna
Hmm.
throw in reference after reference, and they're gonna bring every single character from like past movies into the movie. And I didn't like that when they did Ready Player One or Space Jam, because my God,
As for
it ruined those two
yeah,
movies for
Player
me.
One, I liked it because there's a lot of like characters of the
Yeah,
and like all the game references from
yeah,
Player One. I liked it, but I agree with you. It wasn't that good, but I
yeah.
really like how they tried to.
I mean, yeah, that like again, like the only thing that really like I liked about Looney Tunes doing that is because
They
Looney
always
Tunes,
wanted always a 3D movie of it,
yeah,
right?
but also Looney Tunes is owned by Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers owns like all these characters. And so for the first time in I don't know how long, Warner Brothers decided to put the mask in the crowd watching the basketball game. So every time I was watching the new Looney Tunes movie and the mask would pop up, and I was like, "Oh, there he is, Jim Carrey's mask." But it wasn't Jim Carrey. It was like another guy playing the mask. But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like I got to see the mask again on the big screen.
Oh,
But that's it.
that was another one. Sorry, guys.
Um, so yeah, so that's like one of the only good things about like this new trend in movies where like studios like are putting together like all of the characters that they own. So I'm cautious about the new Spider-Man movie, because to be honest with you, I liked Tom Holland as Spider-Man. I enjoyed him in Civil War. I enjoyed him in his first movie, and then Endgame and Infinity War. I enjoyed him, but his last movie, I really wasn't that into it. I felt like they really it didn't feel like a Spider-Man movie to me. It felt so it felt so disingenuous. Like the movie kind of sucked for me, to be honest. I didn't like that second one that they did with Mysterio as the villain. Because you know what I hate about these new Spider-Man villains? Both Vulture and Mysterio, their motivation for becoming villains is because Tony Stark fucked them over. And they did and I don't know how I feel about that. I don't
Because
know.
in the comments, there were different reasons why they became
Yeah,
villains.
exactly. But they always have to bring it back to Tony Stark. And one of the things that I did not like about Spider-Man Homecoming was Tony Stark, because I just felt like he was always like distracting from the actual movie, because I was enjoying the story as is, but every time Robert Downey Jr. came on to the to intrude into the movie, I was like, "Man, this kind of sucks." But anyways, yeah, so Spider-Man, looking forward to it. When we see it, we'll discuss it on a later episode.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the other Spider-Mans. I kind of wanna know what conversations they will have. Will they actually the one thing I want to see if they do the Spider-Man meme, like, who are you? I'm Spider-Man.
Oh
Who are
shit,
you?
they probably will. They probably will.
Exact. I want to
Because
see that.
Looney Tunes
I
put
want
Big
to see
Chungus
it.
in the new Space Jam. They're gonna do it. I just know it.
I want to see that. If
That's
they
gonna
can
be
do
cringe as fuck.
if they do that, I'm
It's
gonna
gonna be
be a
cringe, my
happy,
boys.
happy
It's gonna be
dragon.
cringe, my boys.
I'm gonna be a
Oh,
one happy dragon if they do it.
yeah, boy, yeah, boy. So since you're a dragon, do you remember that one scene from Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, where she tried to feed Miss Kobayashi
Her tail.
her tail?
Yes.
So if we ever get stuck like in a desert or like a deserted island, would you feed me? Would you be a bro and feed me your tail?
100%, but I need to get the poison out.
Oh shit! It has poison. It's
Yeah,
poisonous.
yeah. Miss Kobayashi Dragon Maid, her tail is poisonous. She had to extract the poison out of her tail every time she cooks it.
And would you do my laundry in your mouth?
Bro, I'm a homie, but I'm not that homie to go homo and take all
Oh
your
my god.
essence out.
Oh my god. Damn. All right. Really looking forward to season 2 of that show. We
See,
should really watch it.
I already seen it.
Oh, I haven't seen it. I'm
I
waiting to
already
watch it
seen
for
it.
you
I
because
love it. The
one
ending was Sugoi.
well what
Nay.
well one because I like the first season, and two because I do want to record it as a podcast episode. But anyways, we also saw another Spider-Man related movie, Venom. Let There Be Carnage.
It was short.
Yeah,
Honestly, it felt super short.
it is. It's only like 90 minutes, the length of like a Shrek movie.
Don't worry, guys. If you know why he just stopped, I'm showing him a meme in My Hero Academia, which he hasn't seen season 5 yet. I have, and there's so many memes of this guy. I
We
agree.
we got to get on that. But
But
anyways,
you see the resemblance.
yeah, it that's like copyright infringement. I am surprised that Disney's not suing their asses.
But but we will talk about it in the future.
I
But
know, but they
you
look
see
so
the resemblance.
yeah, with the hair color and everything. Hey, can you not do that? We're trying to record a fucking
I
thing.
am sorry. I was
Stop
looking.
fucking yelling.
I am
It's
sorry.
ear rape.
I'm sorry, guys. I ear rape a lot, and
Shut-
also
and stop
I
saying rape. Fuck.
my God, sorry, I do a lot of loud things. If you haven't noticed from our other episode, you kind of hear my chair because I like my chair squeaking, and I made my chair a way to make it squeak because I like hearing the squeaking noise. Like,
If if the chairs are rocking, don't go a knocking.
okay, you brought that up. I just like the noise. You brought that up. I did not.
Hey, what can I say? I'm a horny mofo.
Oh, and here's a topic. Like, if you haven't noticed, in every meme out there of today, since the pandemic hit, there's have been a lot of sexual memes out there.
Yes.
There has been an increase of a lot of sexual memes
A
out
lot
there.
of lot of sexual tension, a lot of well, it's and then again, you have to realize that it's a lot of people like quarantining together. So a lot of couples, if before the quarantine, if you were complaining that your spouse, partner, or whatever didn't spend enough time with you, well, there's nothing but time now.
Yup.
But also,
Yup.
I must say, because I am across from you, you're kind of wrapped in a white blanket, and you have like a pretty nice beard and mustache combo, and your hair is very long. So you're looking very Jesus right now. You look like good old JC, if you know what I mean.
I hope any of the girl viewers watching this, if you want to hit me up. No, just kidding. No,
If you like to date guys who look like a Jesus
no,
Cristo.
stop. No, don't stop. I started something. I didn't want to continue it.
No, you look good. I like that whole I like that your whole like your drip. I like your drip, cuh. My breath.
Bruh, every time I dress in a certain way, people just says I dress weird.
Yeah.
And this is the way how I like this makes me feel comfortable. The way how I dress, I
I don't
wear
know.
certain things to make
I-
me feel comfortable. But every time I dress up like super fancy or
Yeah.
super uptight, I just feel unnatural. It's not
Mm.
me. It's not me. Of course, I will
But
wear one
yeah.
like for dates and or like special events or weddings, parties or whatever. I'll do it.
Yeah,
But
cuz
it's not me.
well, cuz you looked pretty sharp cuz we were at a 1920s theme party, and you wore like this nice red dress shirt. You had like suspenders, and you had like one of like those 1920s gangster hats. You actually looked pretty sharp in that one. I will say that.
Yeah. So
no,
when I
no homo.
Yeah,
Pause.
no homo.
Pause. No homo.
Yeah. So yeah, if you guys don't know, there was a party and the theme was 19th century
Yeah. And
get up wear. So I had a whole get up. I was like, if I'm gonna dress up like it, I'm gonna dress up to the fucking T. So I did.
I dressed up as a Charlie Chaplin. I might post pictures of me as Charlie Chaplin on our Instagram page if you want to see my ugly face. But then again, there is someone out there who doesn't think my face is all that ugly. Just
Well,
saying.
for me, you're not gonna see none of that because my face will stay hidden.
Oh yeah, because you're Jesus.
Yes, I am Jesus.
Because if you
If
look
you
if you
kill me,
stare,
it will take me 3 days to spawn.
and also if you look directly into the face of God, you'll die.
I am not God. Don't say that. I am not God.
All right, fine. We'll edit that
I'm
down.
ugly as fuck, man. I'm ugly as hell. Never say that to
But
me.
you look like Jesus.
I may look like
Jesus is
Jesus,
beautiful.
but I am ugly as fuck. No one wants to date me. Like
You look
literally.
you look like
My self confidence of myself is
you
so
look like the
low. You
guy I
can't
pray
even.
to.
Oh my god, dude. My self confidence. Did not meant to do that. Did not meant to do that. Did not meant to do that.
Stop scrolling through your fucking phone.
I am looking for this funny ha-has, and I cannot
you
find
you know
it.
that this is a podcast. Well, unless you watch it on the YouTube, it's not visual.
I know, but I want you to see it.
All right, fine. But
But
anyways,
I cannot find it, so I'll look for it later and send it to you.
anyways, we're trying to talk about Let There Be Carnage.
Oh yeah, we completely just forgot of it. So the whole Venom thing, you can cut off the middle,
Venom.
right? You can cut off
go get him.
So the whole movie was really great. I really loved it. The only thing I hated was they took it short and they took off a character, which is supposed to stay alive and become his partner. But
Yeah.
I hated that part.
It's so weird because the movie is very short. It's much shorter than the first movie. I just feel very mixed about it. I don't exactly love it, but then again, I didn't really like the first Venom either. There were some things that I did enjoy about it. They included, and I was surprised that they included this one actor. His name is Stephen Graham. He plays a police chief in the movie, and he's a really underrated actor because he mostly stars in serious dramatic like shows and movies. Um, and I was really surprised that they were able to get him to play one of the minor characters, and we might be seeing a little bit more of him in the third Venom movie if you know which character he plays. But if you're a comic book fan, you know who he plays. Yeah, like the movie was very short, and I don't. And how do you feel about Tom Hardy as Eddie Brock slash Venom? Like he's never really convinced me that he is the character because I just don't like the way that he plays the character essentially.
Yeah, he's more like fidgety.
Yeah, he's always like doing shit like
in
he's
the
twitching.
comics, like in the comics and TV shows. Well, it depends. Like different person takes the Venom suit and becomes Venom, and becomes Agent Venom and all this whole thing. So, but in the comic one, Eddie Brock is a rival to Peter Parker.
Yeah.
In the actual comics, and he hates Peter because he's been getting all these pictures of Spider-Man in the most outlandish ways. How is he getting all these front pictures? He's a newbie, so he had a little rivalry with him. Then one time,
and we don't get that in either of the Venom movies.
Yeah, neither of them. They don't show that Peter Parker is doing things for the Daily Bugle, even though I know that they don't want to like stick with the comics and all that and make it fresh and new, but
because
every Spider-Man they do, they always have him in high school and everything. Like the original Spider-Man movie was him as an adult being Spider-Man.
Well, for the first half of the first movie, because if you do remember, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man was in high school in the first half, and he graduates near the second half.
Yes, yeah, he did.
But anyways, yeah, because it just feels like Hollywood can't get like the Venom story right. Like they just don't know how to set it up correctly. Because
there's so many different versions of
Eddie
Venom,
Brock.
Eddie Brock. But like for the Venom goes to like it depends on the TV show, movie, or whatever.
Yeah.
There's multiple main users of Venom. There's Peter Parker's friend,
Harry Osborn.
Harry Osborn becomes the new Venom, becomes the main Venom, and then it became who else was it in the TV series? It was someone else becoming. I don't remember because I haven't.
Well, Peter Parker he wore the suit.
Oh yeah, he
first.
wore it in the movie. He was the original Venom user, but as a suit, and then it goes to Harry Osborn again.
Mm-hmm.
Or whoever that guy with the creepy hair on Spider-Man 2, where Spider-Man had to use the pulse to vibrate him, the Venom.
Oh, you mean Spider-Man 3? That is Eddie Brock in Spider-Man 3.
Oh, that is? I thought it was Osborn for some reason.
No, no. Well, Harry Osborn, like in some versions of Spider-Man, because do you remember that one show on Disney XD called Ultimate Spider-Man?
Yes.
In that version of the Spider-Man universe, Harry Osborn adopts the black suit. So we I don't think we ever got to see Eddie Brock in that TV show, but Harry Osborn essentially becomes Venom in that show. Also, well, yeah, I don't know. It's like I feel like Hollywood can't get that story right because what makes Venom interesting is his rivalry with Spider-Man, because like all of Venom's like powers and like even the way that the symbiote forms onto like Eddie Brock, it's all inspired by Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like when Spider-Man is not part of the Venom story, I just don't feel like the Venom story is as special or as captivating.
Or
So
unique.
yeah, and so I think that and also I Tom Hardy is an interesting actor. I like him in other things like Mad Max Fury Road. He plays Mad Max. He's in the movie The Revenant with Leonardo DiCaprio. He's very good in that. But with this role, he's just going out there. He's just like it feels like he's just throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. Or like he doesn't give a fuck about the performance.
I think
So
he just wants to make a movie that gives him money.
that's true.
Basically.
That's probably why he signed up for it, because that's sometimes what actors have to do. If an actor has like a lot of movies that fail, like don't make money or stuff, they won't get many more acting jobs. So that's probably it.
Yeah.
What?
Wait, isn't it for all of the movies? Like they
Well,
just make that one movie because they want to make money and that's
well, no. Well, some actors get to a point where they become so famous that they can basically make any movie that they want. For example, like Leonardo DiCaprio, the star of Titanic.
it. Mm-hmm.
A lot of his movies are big and successful, and so right now he's at a point in his career where he can basically make whatever movie he wants. Like
Even rated PG movies if you wanted to.
yeah, like whatever he wants, because he's also a producer on like a lot of his movies. And like an actor like Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt is famous enough to do like any movie that he wants to make. And there's a few actors out there who are like so famous and their movies do so well that they're just allowed to do whatever they want. So, but like he's like a lot of he has a lot of fans, but I just don't think he's at the level of fame as say someone like a Leonardo DiCaprio, where like the whole world knows who he is. Um,
Mm.
so yeah, but let me ask you this: what did you think about Carnage? This is the first time that Carnage was ever put into a movie. Was it everything that you expected him to be, or did it
Yeah.
disappoint or anything?
To me, Carnage was exactly how I remember him. He's always causing problems, destroying
Yeah,
everything, and causing a lot of death,
exactly.
which hence his name, Carnage.
Yeah,
Which I really like that. I like how he actually got it right with how he was born. He was born by a drop of blood,
yeah.
and from the symbiote, a little baby ounce of symbiotic of venom gone into the bloodstream of the psychotic,
Cletus Cassidy.
yeah, and then becomes venom, becomes Carnage.
Yeah, I'm just happy that they put Carnage into the. They made the one character who is Carnage, Carnage Cletus Cassidy, and I do like the depiction of Carnage like in the movie, because he makes like he can make like weapons out of his hands, and he's just so destructive,
And a lot of tendrils.
yeah, and he's just like and he just doesn't give a fuck. He's just a freaking murderer. And so yeah, so I enjoyed that part. Again, there is like a lot of one part that I really did not like about the movie is that in these two Venom movies, they want to give Eddie Brock this love interest, this one lady that he's always trying to like impress and get back together with. Every time she
It's
shows
just
up in the
sad.
movie,
It's
it's
just super
sad, and I
sad.
also find it very boring because they don't do anything funny. They don't do anything interesting, and like Tom Hardy, he's just like all like mumbling, grumbling, and it's like, I'm Eddie Brock, but I'm also Venom, and and
Well,
yeah,
he
so like,
does voice the Venom.
oh yeah, well I do quite like Tom Hardy's voice as Venom, because that's what I would think like a Venom like Venom would sound like. He has like a very deep and gravelly voice. I do enjoy that, but funny enough, I didn't like the sound mixing in this movie because the sound mixing is so it's like Venom is like so loud, and then Tom Hardy, you can barely understand him sometimes, and like when they're talking together, it's like just like it almost gave me a headache how they mixed the sound in the movie. And I just feel like they could have mixed Tom Hardy's voice a little bit better, or maybe have asked them to do like a second take, because he always does this. Tom Hardy always does this. He always like mumbles and growls like a lot of his dialogue, not just in Venom. Because I was watching Mad Max the other day, just because I like the new Mad Max movie. He did the same thing. Like a lot of his lines, he was just like mumbling and grumbling a lot of his lines. But he's a good actor. I like him. I like a lot of his movies. But I'm just not really into the Venom
Because he
movie.
mumbles.
Kind of, yeah.
Venom, the mumbler.
Exactly. Like I can't even remember one thing that Eddie Brock said in the movie. I can remember things here or there that Venom has said, but not Eddie Brock, because Tom Hardy just wants to do his own shit.
Mm.
So anyways, that's our thoughts on the movie Venom, Let There Be Carnage.
And it looks like there has been carnage.
Yeah.
Damn.
I'll probably never watch it ever again, to be honest. Oh, do you want to know something that interesting that happened to me when the first Venom movie came out?
What happened?
So I went to go see the original Venom movie by myself.
The original Venom movie?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
first one
yeah.
that came out?
Yeah, the one with the first one with Tom Hardy.
Yeah. Okay.
So I went to go see it. And so I was the first one in the theater, because I usually like to go early to the movies that I want to see. Usually like maybe like 20 or 15 minutes before the actual movie starts, because I like to pick because I like to pick my seat, and I like to get like my snacks and stuff. And so I'm sitting there all by myself, and I'm sitting right in the middle. And then like a few minutes before the actual movie starts, like maybe 5 minutes before, like even the trailers start, um, this guy and his buddy come in, and then he's like, "Oh, you're in my seat," but he says it like he says it kind of aggressive, but also kind of joking at the same time. So I didn't know how to read the situation, and I'm like, "Oh, do you want me to move?" He's like, "No, no, I'm just gonna sit here." But again, he says it in like kind of like a weird,
like a jackass kind of way, right?
yeah, he says it kind of like in a half joking but half menacing kind of way. So I'm just like, nope, I'm moving to the other side of the theater. And yeah, so
Did he
I
try to
got
confront you afterwards? Like,
no, but like
why you moved and all that?
no, but like it seemed like the guy had like some kind of problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like 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 his vibe. I didn't like his vibe. His vibe was like very like confrontational, and I'm just here just trying to watch a Venom movie and eat my popcorn. I'm not trying to get into a fist fight.
A man trying to relax, and other man just comes
Yeah.
to fuck you over.
Yeah, I'm just here
Basically.
I'm just here trying to watch the Venom movie. I'm not ready to get into a fist fight with two dudes. And because like the guy seemed kind of crazy. Like maybe he had like a knife or like some kind of weapon under his jacket, because the original Venom movie came out in like October or something, the original one, so it was pretty cold. So who knows what he had under his jacket, because we live in kind of
A weird thing.
no, we live, well, at least I live in a weird
Area.
city, in a weird kind of, not dangerous, but a kind of sketchy area. So I wasn't like, nope, I want to go home tonight. I don't want to be in a hospital bed or in the morgue.
I see. You were trying to protect your life.
Exactly, because like, and I don't know what it is, and I don't know what it is about like because like we went to go see the new Venom movie, and it was all right. People like nobody acted like an asshole to us.
Yeah, no one did, because we everyone was in their own spot. We were in our own little area talking a little bit before the actual movie starts, and no one bugged nobody.
Yeah, so I got bullied out of my seat for the first Venom movie.
Why would anyone do that? It's just a movie.
I don't know. It's like, who the fuck goes in? Like, again, like,
and besides, like, no one goes to watch a movie to get seat at the seat they pay for. In the movie theaters, you pay for a seat to sit, and you don't sit there. You just go somewhere else to better your experience.
Yeah, unless it's like reserved seating, which a lot of theaters are now doing.
Yeah.
Like, but back then it wasn't normal for like movie theaters to do reserved seating. So I just sat wherever I felt comfortable. So, but I had to like move myself, and I sat near the exit,
just in case he comes at you, you just have an easy way to get out. Yeah, that's smart.
And that's never happened to me before. I've never had like somebody like kind of like half confront me about me sitting in their like favorite seat or what the fuck.
That's just weird to me. Like he's confronting you for a fucking dumb seat.
Yeah, and I'm like, nope, I don't want to end up in the hospital. Well, because look, if it was just him, I would probably be a little bit more confident and a little bit more braver.
But because his buddy was there.
But it's two grown ass dudes who are over like easily. Both of them were over 150 pounds. So like, yeah. So I'm gonna take on two dudes at once. Hell no.
Hell no.
That's
risky.
unfair.
Yeah, that's risky.
That's
risky business.
If it was one on one,
you may have a chance.
Yeah, but. Fuck yeah! So yeah, that's like my interesting theater experience.
Oh, since you brought up like experience and everything, there is something I do want to talk about that is quite serious.
Lay it on me. Buddy.
Do you remember the killer clown thing that was happening? The
like,
one year?
Yeah, like years ago, like in 2016 or whatever.
Yeah, apparently it's coming back.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's coming back, and they're changing their ways. They're trying to get little kids to follow them to hallways and do unspoken things.
That is fucking disturbing.
There's even been a sighting of a killer clown waiting at a school for children.
How do these people not get arrested like right away? Because that's fucking creepy as hell.
Someone just took a picture of a guy when he was picking up his kid.
Yeah.
I didn't focus on what was the description. I just saw like someone was talking about it, and they said they found a sighting of a killer clown waiting at a school, telling them to follow them. Which I don't know what he meant by follow. So I just came to the conclusion to do some unforgiven stuff.
Yeah.
Or to kill him. I don't know what, but that's risky shit right there.
Yeah, man, it gets to the point where you can't even go outside anymore sometimes because like, yeah, like I'm a pretty big dude myself. I'm a good I'm a good 200 pounds and whatnot, and like I can take care of myself, but like kids and just like people who are vulnerable sometimes I really feel for them. Because like there's too many like fucking assholes in this world, and yeah, it's just very scary because because I'm gonna admit something, like I have like I'm an uncle, I have a nephew.
Same here.
And so sometimes it worries me just like what kind of world we live in, because also like I've worked in a lot of like stores. Like I'm not gonna say where I've worked, but I've worked in several retail stores, and just the way that I see that kids nowadays, like act with their parents, like in terms of like, because when I was a kid, I was really afraid of strangers. Like I wouldn't talk to any strangers
Same here.
Unless my mom was with me.
It's natural for small kids to be scared of strangers.
Yeah.
Because you don't know them.
But then also like whenever I would go to the grocery store or Walmart or something like that, up to a certain age I would always stay with my mom. I would never like leave my mom's sight, and I was really afraid to always get lost. But some of the kids that I see nowadays and working in stores and stuff, a lot of them they like to run away from their parents. Like they like to run to like the other side of the store, and I'm just like thinking, kid, has no one ever told you about stranger danger before?
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, dude, where's your head? Where's your brain?
And like a lot of kids of this generation doesn't really use their brain that much.
Well, that's like a whole other discussion, but yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole other discussion. But we're here to talk about the usual suspects.
All right, let's get into the movie
let's get
discussion.
To the movie. We're done with our normal shit. I'm happy.
All right. The usual suspects.
All right, the usual suspects.
All right, so let's
talk. This is where you come in and cut to this point.
Mm-hmm.
So in 3, 2, 1, cut.
All right.
The usual suspects. Let's talk
the
about
usual
that.
suspects. Yeah, let's talk about the movie of this episode. All right, so
I kind of liked it.
I really love it. It's one of my favorites. All right, so
the usual suspects was really like boggled my brain. I had to use brain cells.
Yeah. Oh
and
yeah.
we weebs use our brain cells wisely for booba and other stuff.
Oh my god,
But
shut the fuck up,
I
shut
had
the
to
fuck up,
really
shut the
use
fuck up, shut the fuck up.
I had to really use my brain on this movie. I was
All right.
predicting who is who is he, who
Okay, okay, okay. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. All right.
Yeah, I know.
So, The Usual Suspects is a 1995 crime mystery film. It revolves around a group of thieves who work together to get revenge on the police. And after they get revenge on the police, they take their loot to go sell it in Los Angeles. And through a certain amount of and through certain unfortunate events, they come across the notorious gangster Kaiser Soze, who they learn that they owe a debt to, and they have to repay it back by stealing some drugs that are going to be sold in the harbor one night, and everything goes wrong.
It
So,
went to shit.
so that's
It's basically
yeah. So that's essentially the plot of the movie. So the movie's actually it's most of the movie is told in flashback. We mostly follow the flashback. Uh, actually, what I'm trying to say is like the movie is mostly narrated by this one character called Verbal Kint, who's played by actor Kevin Spacey, and he's being interrogated by this one police detective from New York. I believe his name is Agent Kuyon. He's played by who's he played by? What's his name? Oh, Chaz Palminteri. And so he's being interrogated by this one police detective because he has a grudge against one of Kaiser Soze's former partners. This former dirty cop named Dean Keaton. And so the thing about Dean Keaton is that he used to be an NYPD officer, but it was found out that he was corrupt and he was a dirty cop who sold drugs. He was sent to prison and kicked off the force, and ever since then, Agent Kuyon hates this character.
like really, really hates his
Oh yeah,
character.
he really hates his
He
character.
he. There's a scene where they went to go pick him up, and they didn't even put it discreetly. They went and pick him up, literally.
Yeah, so the movie has like this really awesome montage at the beginning where like you see like the guys who are picked up for the police lineup. And so there's Dean Keaton, who's the former dirty cop. He's at a fancy restaurant trying to convince these French investors to invest money into his restaurant. But then Agent Kuyon busts in and he basically humiliates him in front of his like potential investors. And so he ends up not getting the money like them. He eventually does not get the money to invest in his restaurant, which is what leads him to like get revenge on the police.
Yeah, it was the most dickest move
Yeah.
ever because come on, he's
He-
trying to make business. He
Yeah.
wants when we
He
see
wants to
him.
reform.
Yeah, he wanted to reform. He was clean. He was actually trying to make a business.
Yeah,
And these guys just come up and just fuck him over.
exactly.
Just with a bunch of cops coming, saying that you are come with us.
Yeah.
You are suspected for a robbery,
Yeah.
robbery of gun parts or whatever it was.
Yeah.
They stole.
Yeah, because like the main thing, well, the main incident that happens at the beginning is that these five guys, Verbal Kint, Dean Keaton, a guy named McManus, a guy named Fenster, and a guy named Hockney, they get arrested by the police because the police are investigating the robbery of a truck with gun parts.
Oh, so I was right.
Yeah,
then.
that were gonna be destroyed. And so that's like the inciting incident is like these five guys meet at the police lineup and they form like this little crew that they try to get revenge on the police. And there's a scene in the beginning of the movie where we learn that that there's not just like Dean Keaton is not just the only corrupt police officer. There's other corrupt police officers in the NYPD.
Oh yeah, the first heist to get back on the police officers involved stopping a cop. What was it? It was like some secret thing.
So in the movie they explain that the police have like this secret like service that they offer to criminals, especially specifically drug dealers. So they pick them up from the airport and they take them to anywhere that they want to go. And so the first heist, the first job that these guys pull off is not kidnapping. They hijack the police car. They steal the guy's money,
and the
And
products they were bringing.
yeah, and the products, and then they torched the police car on fire,
While they were
and
still
yeah,
in.
and they exposed them to like the news and to like the people in charge of the police and the people of the city. So they get back at the police like the same way that Dean Keaton got humiliated, they humiliated the police because
Yeah.
they exposed their corrupt activities.
But because of that, they got spotted by a person.
Oh yes.
Because there was a certain person looking for them, and because of that little stunt, one of the people that were looking for them found them and traced them down. And
Oh yeah.
they confront them.
So one of the most famous aspects of the movie is the villain of the movie. The villain of the movie is known as Kaiser Soze.
Fuck.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah. Ah, fuck. I love that one scene when
Yeah.
he says that.
So one of the most famous things about this movie is its villain Kaiser Soze, and essentially we never really get to see all that much of Kaiser Soze. So it's like a lot of people talking about Kaiser Soze, and we get like a brief flashback of how Kaiser Soze was when he was younger, but it's mostly just like Kaiser
Showing
Soze,
how badass he
yeah,
is, and he
Kaiser
doesn't give
Soze
shit.
is almost like a demon. He's almost like the devil. Like everybody talks about him and how evil he is, and they suffer consequences because of him. But we rarely ever get to see him
in person.
And so there's actually a really great scene that I love in the middle of the movie, near the third act. Is so the crew goes to Los Angeles to go sell the stuff that they stole from the police officers to this one other guy that they know called Redfoot. Redfoot sets them up for another heist, but he doesn't tell them what they're stealing, so they steal cocaine. And they get pissed off because now they ended up killing a bunch of guys over cocaine that they didn't want. And so they end up meeting this lawyer who wants to talk to them. And so they go to a hotel, and in the movie they go into like a big conference room in a hotel, and the walls are like bright red, and the characters are constantly saying like, "Oh, I'm hot and sweaty." So they're in a bright red room that is hot and that is sweltering hot, and they're talking to a dark, mysterious stranger who has a job for them in exchange for their lives. They're essentially making a deal with the devil, and if you watch that scene, you get what the director and writer were trying to do.
They were trying to make the devil.
Yeah, they were trying to create, because and it's those little details that I love about like my favorite movies. It's like those little details that you don't notice at first, but when you rewatch the movies,
you notice it.
You notice it, and it only took me, and it's only not recently, but like after maybe a couple of years of watching the movie, I finally realized that scene was like them making a deal with the devil. So they meet up with this lawyer named Kobayashi.
Dragon Maid?
Not the Dragon Maid.
Mcquarrie Dragon Maid, right?
Shut the fuck up.
This is the thing I did every time he keeps talking about the lawyer. He keeps saying Miss Kobayashi and Dragon Maid.
Yeah.
Just to annoy him.
Yeah,
like
no,
he does
and
with me every time we watch anime.
And he's expertly played by this one actor who unfortunately has passed away.
Oh,
his name was Pete Postlewaite. He was a British. No, I think he's Irish. He's an Irish actor, from the UK, and he's like a character actor. So he really isn't like the star in a lot of movies, but he just like always appears as a supporting character, and he does like a really good job. And this is like my favorite role of his, because he just plays this lawyer like so menacingly. Like he doesn't even do anything. He doesn't shoot or we don't see him shoot or kill anybody. He just talks, and you know he means business.
He talks really seductively.
Yeah, very slowly, very menacingly, and he's played very great. Actually, this movie has like a lot of great performances. Actually, this is actually the movie that broke out the actor Kevin Spacey, who plays Verbal Kint, and he plays a very interesting role because he is a character who suffers from cerebral palsy. And so he doesn't have good control over his arms and legs. And he on top of that, he also has many other health problems.
But in the movie, it shows that he's really good at coming up with schemes and plans for the crew, and so that's why he's with the crew of thieves. Other characters in this crew are McManus, who is just like a hothead, meathead who just always wants to like shoot and beat people up. So
And so he's interesting. He's played by Stephen Baldwin, Justin Bieber's father-in-law.
Really?
Yeah, Justin Bieber married the dude's daughter.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, so he's played
You're
by Stephen
you're
Baldwin.
not lying to me.
I'm not lying. You can look it up.
Oh, you gotta show me now. I want to see
I
this
will.
facts.
I will. So Justin Bieber married his daughter. But he was an actor. So Stephen Baldwin. He's really good in the movie. There's also another character named Fenster, and Fenster is this weird character because he's played by Benicio del Toro, who I believe is Puerto Rican, but he has like a weird accent. He always talks in a weird accent, and you can never tell what kind of accent is he talking in. Is he talking in an urban accent? Is he talking in
Oh yeah, you were
in a
talking about
Hispanic
this
accent?
during the movie.
Oh yeah, so the reason why why Benicio del Toro decided to give the character a weird accent is because he knew that this character, spoiler alert, was meant to die in the movie.
Also,
Like-
he was just trying to make it as memorable as
Yes,
possible.
exactly, because he knew that the only point of his character being in the movie
Is to
was,
die.
was to die. So originally, the director and the writer, Christopher McQuarrie and Brian Singer, they wanted like an older guy to play the part. Like he would be like the one guy in the crew who would stick out. So he would be played by like an older actor.
But when Benicio del Toro auditioned, they decided to cast him, but also Benicio del Toro
Wanted to do something different with the role. So he decided to do like a Hispanic, Jewish, black type accent and mix it all together. So if you watch the movie, you barely understand anything that he says, but he's just so funny in the role and he plays it so well that I really don't mind. It's like the opposite of like Tom Hardy. Even though I can't understand what the fuck he's saying, I'm enjoying the performance. So that's like one of the only times where where like a character is unclear and I actually like the performance of it. And then the last character is this character named Hockney. Hockney is like this he's just like a guy who's just like really good with guns and like he's a mechanic as well.
So he's
but
a sharpshooter,
Yeah.
basically.
but he's also like literally a sharpshooter. Like at the end of the movie, like
He
he's
was the sniper,
yeah,
right?
well, no, he wasn't the sniper. He was the guy with the machine gun, and there's like a few scenes of him just like going through and like shooting like all these like Argentinian gangsters on the boat, which is pretty cool. So he's like a sharpshooter. He's good with weapons, and he's a mechanic. But also he has like the worst attitude out of all of them. Like he doesn't give a fuck.
Like no shits given.
Yeah, like no shit's given. And also, well, an interesting thing about the character Hockney, so the movie starts where like the police are interrogating them to try to find out who stole the truck with the gun parts.
Yeah.
And so there's a scene in the middle of the movie where Verbal Kint is talking to Agent Kuyan, and Agent Kuyan tells Verbal Kint that the first thing that he learned while being in the police is that when you arrest a bunch of guys and you put them in the jail cell, the guy who is laying down and sleeping is the guy who committed the crime because he already knows that he's been caught, so he can rest. When in the beginning of the movie, when Hockney, McManus, Fenster, Dean Keaton, and Verbal Kint are in the jail cell waiting to be released, did you notice the character Hockney, what he was doing in the jail cell while everybody else was talking?
No, I did not.
He was laying down on the bench taking a nap.
Oh yeah, he was laying down. I
Yeah.
noticed that, but I
So-
didn't know what it meant until
so-
you told me.
Then later on, when they're talking to the lawyer Kobayashi and he's exposing them, like showing them that he knows about their past, he mentioned that the reason why Kaiser Soze wants him to repay his debt is because he stole a truck full of gun parts that were gonna go to Kaiser Soze. So, the character Hockney was the guy who was responsible for stealing the gun parts, which got them arrested in the first place.
Yeah.
So and that's actually
And when they revealed it, he was just smiling like,
yeah,
that was
he
me.
shrugged.
Yeah, he was like, yep, that was me.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's like, and that's like a good little detail that the writer Christopher McQuarrie put in the movie. And I like it when like, like when like there's like I like it when like the writing has like a purpose. Like,
The purpose
like
for
dialogue and the story, like there's a purpose to it. That things just don't happen just because they need to happen.
they happened because it happened.
Exactly. So that's really cool. There was also another thing I also wanted to mention. Oh shit, I forgot. So anyways, so Kaiser Soze, he's considered like one of the greatest film villains, even though we don't see him all that often. And
He
so
was the best crime lord in that
yeah.
movie, right?
Oh yeah, he's like the one that everybody wants to like who everyone wants to capture.
You got the police, FBI, CIA.
Even rival gangs and rival gangsters.
Yeah. Like he
So-
was like the
yeah.
top honcho that everyone wanted to capture.
Yeah. So the movie, like the climax of the movie is like this. So the crew, the guys, the usual suspects.
Yeah,
The
yeah, I see
the
what
usual,
you did there.
The usual suspects. They are forced by Kobayashi and Kaiser Soze to essentially rob to steal cocaine from like a group of Argentinians who are gonna sell it to some Hungarian gangsters. But little do they know that the real reason why Kaiser Soze wants them there is not to steal the cocaine.
Was
is
for them
to-
to do the dirty work
What?
for him.
Yeah, is to distract the other gangsters and kill them. So Kaiser Soze
Himself
get-
can go in.
can go in and kill this one man who can ID him and who can give a description of his face.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was the real reason why they went into the boat. And in that part of the movie is really interesting because the movie is mostly like a crime. It's like a crime heist film with a little bit of action. But that that part of the movie, it becomes a slasher movie essentially.
Yeah,
horror
it's just
movie.
a lot of death and
A lot of blood, a lot of death, and a lot of the times when we see Kaiser Soze, he's either in shadow or it's like a silhouette, like a shadow on the wall. So he's like a monster. He's like Jason or like Frankenstein or like Freddy Krueger. He's just going one by one, killing like all these people on the boat, and they shoot it in a way that it feels like a horror movie, and it felt intense watching it this time, like paying attention to little details. It I appreciate that like they did something different for that scene, because the climax is pretty action packed. Like this movie has like some pretty good action in it.
I like that, like when the finally like in the boat scene,
Yeah.
when the Kaiser Soze finally revealed himself in shadow,
Yeah.
killing the final person that's still alive.
Yeah.
He looks at him and he asks him that, what was he said? He said something like in the lines of, so, what was he said in the boat? He said like some lines like it was you all along.
Yeah.
You were behind it all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He said, "I should have known. I should have known." And then also, McManus. The way that McManus dies is he got stabbed in the back. Literally, he got
literally
figuratively, and literally he got stabbed in the back. He said, I just saw the darnest thing," and he falls over and dies with literally a knife stabbed through his back. And I'm just realizing that figuratively and literally he got stabbed in the back.
Yeah.
Because so let's reveal who Kaiser Soze is. So big spoiler ahead. Kaiser Soze is Verbal Kint.
Why you gotta spoil for them? You should have let them watch the movie to find out.
Oh, but it's like you can't talk about the movie without talking about the ending. Because like the whole movie, it's like they leave like all these little clues for you to find out who Kaiser Soze is. So at the beginning, well, not at the beginning of the movie, after the first heist, when all the guys are celebrating and talking about what they're gonna do with their money, McManus mentions that he and Fenster are gonna go meet his friend in Los Angeles, and then Verbal Kint says, "In L.A."
and then that triggers Hockney to start an argument with McManus, so that leads all of them to go to L.A. where Kobayashi is, to get them all together. And so
So little tricky little bastard. I
Yeah.
did not notice he did that on purpose.
Yeah, and so the character of Verbal Kint, he does like all these little things to trick people into making him think that he's weak.
Oh yeah, with the way how he walks,
Yeah.
the way he shows himself.
Yeah,
Because
he makes people think that he's weak and that he's stupid. But later there's a great, like, my favorite shot of the movie. Well, one of my favorite shots of the movie is this scene where we get a shot of the camera pointing down and we're following Verbal Kint's feet. And again, what I mentioned in the beginning is that Verbal Kint's he supposedly throughout the movie he has cerebral palsy. So he has very limited control of his limbs. So when he's walking out of the police station,
he just starts walking normally, little by little.
Yeah, he's limping at first, but then he fixes his leg and he starts walking normally. But the camera doesn't cut like that fast. The camera stays
With
on
him.
the feet, and then it gives the audience time to realize, oh my God, we've been tricked.
We've been bamboozled.
Yeah, because also in the beginning of the movie, when he's first being interrogated by Agent Kuyan, Verbal Kint gives him this bullshit story that, like, oh, I used to pick beans in Guatemala. I used to be in a barbershop quartet with a guy who was as fat as an orca. And then there's a shot in the movie. Well, there's a couple of shots in the movie near the end where it shows that he was making it up in the spot.
On the spot.
Because there's one of those poster boards that you see in offices where people like put like tape and push pins on paper and
it has
photo
all
cards.
the names he uses
and
for the board. Yeah,
yeah,
when I
and-
saw
and he-
that,
yeah.
when I saw that in the end, they're like, wait, all the names he just said were on the bill.
on the board.
Yeah,
Like, then-
that Kobayashi
was on the coffee cup. Guatemala. There was like a sign that said Guatemala on it.
And there was that other one where they had a lost person,
Yeah.
and he used that person's name.
Yes.
It was like so like holy shit, all of it was fake. All the
Yeah.
names, everyone was fake. It is like, wow. And then when he finally revealed that who was the person, I was like, what?
I thought it was this person.
Exactly. Yeah, because the movie for a little bit, the movie makes you think that all of the things that were happening was because of Dean Keaton.
Because the movie tries to trick the audience into thinking that Dean Keaton is the mastermind behind everything. Because everything that happens you can argue that he had something to do with it because he used to be a dirty
cop.
a dirty cop. And so you could argue that, he's the one who set up the lineup. He's the one who knew about the taxi service, and everything. But when it's revealed that it's Verbal Kint, you see you just see like the layers being pulled back on how you were tricked, in this throughout the story and throughout the movie. And this movie has it's one of my favorite scripts, in terms of writing. It has one of my favorite scripts ever written.
If you guys are interested in writing like your own movies or TV or whatever, and you want to learn how to write like a good mystery or just like a good script in general,
Watch this movie.
watch the movie and also look up like a draft of the
Of the original script.
of the original script, so that you can learn like the structure of the movie.
if you guys are interested in becoming like screenwriters or something, or just writers in general,
because honestly,
Yeah.
it really used my brain a lot.
Yeah.
I was asking like questions. We were pausing the movie so many times because I was asking questions to see if I was
Yeah.
correct or not. He could tell me not even close. You were somewhat close. Like,
Yeah.
not that close. Actually, you're pretty close. Like he keeps saying that. I keep trying to figure it out in my brain.
Yeah.
Who's Kaiser Soze this whole time. And every time he mentioned Kaiser Soze, I just like the reactions that he
Yeah.
was like, who the fuck is Kaiser Soze? Like, who's Kaiser Soze?
Kaiser Soze is this bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
That he kills his whole entire whole family of members, and just to get his way. And
Yeah.
it was like the most badass way. Like when they say, "Who's Kaiser Soze?" and like, "Fuck."
Yeah, the reaction that Verbal Kint gets says he says, "Ah, fuck."
Yeah, like the face expression he gives is like, oh fuck, he doesn't want to talk about it
Yeah,
at
because
all.
yeah, and yeah, this movie has like so many memorable scenes. Like that scene. Like I love a lot of the scenes like when he's being interrogated because I just love the way that he bullshits and he tricks the cop.
Yeah.
I also like the flashback that's all done in like orange and very grainy, like the flashback that we get of Kaiser Soze killing the gangsters who attack his family.
Mm-hmm.
I love that, and then a lot of like the heists and a lot of the shootouts are very memorable. Even for like this movie, mostly is about the mystery and the crime, but it actually has some very memorable like action scenes. Because there's like a really cool scene where they're trying to kill Kobayashi,
Yep.
and
Dragon Maid?
yes, yes, they try to kill Kobayashi's
Dragon
Dragon
Maid.
Maid, and
Yeah.
so they basically they kidnap him in an elevator, but they kill his two bodyguards that are near him, and it's a really cool shot of of how they kill them.
Oh yeah,
They
because they want to get a one up on Kaiser Soze.
Yeah.
So they don't like own him anything.
Exactly.
But
Eh,
it apparently failed
yeah.
because if you see the backstory of Kaiser Soze, he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, he doesn't give a shit. Like he does like and that's like the thing about and that's like the thing about this villain is like and yeah, Kaiser Soze is like one of my favorite movie villains because like he is just like he has such a presence in the movie, yet he's in it like
Only
him.
for like a good 5 minutes.
Yeah, maybe at best because well then again well remember he's Verval Kint, but
Yeah.
but that's like but that's like
as a character
Yeah.
as Kaiser Soze acting
Like,
normally,
yeah.
he's only been revealed like a good 5-7 minutes in the movie.
yeah. There's very little of actual Kaiser Soze, but the way that they talk about him and the way that that the consequences in the story happen, he's definitely up there as like one of my favorite movie villains. Let's see, anything else? Anything else? Um, I
Oh, his girlfriend. We never mentioned the
oh
girlfriend.
yeah, so one of the things that makes Dean Keaton's character well one of the things that makes you think that Dean Keaton is not like Kaiser Soze or not like the mastermind behind all the crimes is that he really wants to reform, and the reason why he's reforming is because he's dating a character who is a lawyer in the movie,
and also girlfriend.
and it's his girlfriend, and so you really get to see that character you really get to see like his motivations in the movie because he really loves this woman and he wants to like reform and become like a legit businessman. So he wants to open up his own restaurant, and she's
which
very
is kind of cute in a way
Yeah.
because he wants to change because of her. She
Yeah.
was the
But-
main motivation
Yeah.
for him to change.
but the police just can't let him like they just can't leave him alone, and he just doesn't get a chance to reform, so he has to like turn back to crime to like make money and stuff
Even
for
though
him to
he
have a
doesn't
better
want
life.
to, and
And
that's
he
not
doesn't
him
want to, so
anymore.
he's a very conflicted character. And like that's the great thing about this movie is like so many of the characters, they're just not like one dimensional or one note. Well, I guess some of them are, but like the ones that really matter really have like either like a lot to do or there's like a lot about like their character's backstory that makes them interesting. So Dean Keaton having that relationship makes his character better than just like just like an it makes it more interesting that you're than your regular like gangster or crime movie protagonist.
Yeah, because he
yeah.
wants to reform, but he can't really reform because crime is the only way for him to make actual money to live his
Exactly.
life. And because of the police is making it even worse, he can reform better. Because
Exactly.
the cops keeps coming towards him, fucking him over, even though he doesn't want to resolve himself doing crime.
Uh-huh.
He has to anyways because they keep fucking him over for him bettering his own life.
Yeah.
It's basically like taking a stab of how life it is right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because like some people they just don't let like some people just don't get like a second chance, and and oftentimes I see like a lot of people they have to get like desperate and they have to resort to things that they probably don't want to do or that are probably like very like indecent.
So
But they
yeah,
had to do it anyways because that's the only way for them to actually live their own lives,
exactly. Fucking assholes, man.
which is kind of sad. But it's
Yeah,
like the way
the way it is.
it really makes Dean Keaton a tragic character now that I'm
Yeah.
realizing. Like he is the most tragic character out of all of them because out of all of them, he's like the only one that I feel sad for when he actually dies in the movie.
Yeah, because he's leaving his girlfriend. He's leaving. He can't prove the cops wrong.
Yeah.
he can't even do any of the things he wanted to do because he just often gets killed.
Yeah, and actually, and now that I mention it, yeah, well, the first time I watched the movie without knowing the twist, I did feel sorry for Verbal Kint because just the way that everybody treated him. So the movie does do a good job at like misdirecting your expectations because you think like, oh, Verbal Kint, he's this guy with disabilities, he's not the strongest member of the group, and everybody like shits on him, and like the way that Agent Kuyon says that he's stupid, that he's weak, it makes you feel sorry for him. But then when it's revealed that he was like, you know, the mastermind behind all of it, I was like, oh damn, this movie really played me.
Yeah. Do you want to mention the ending? What happened to one of the cops when the movie was about to end?
Oh, like the last shot of the movie?
Yeah, the last shot of the movie.
Okay, so the last shot of the movie, well, basically like the last few shots of the movie, Kaiser Soze enters a car that's being driven by the guy we think is Kobayashi, but we figure out now that that's not his real name, but it's the same actor. They drive away, and as they're driving away, Agent Kuyon is at the steps of the police station, and he's looking around, trying to see where Verbal Kint, aka Kaiser Soze, went, and so while and the last shot of him, the last shot of the movie is just Agent Kuyon looking around, looking around the street, and in the corner there's three police officers like having a conversation
with each other.
and one of the police officers looks up at the screen and he briefly points for like a millisecond,
And he was smiling.
and he was smiling at the screen.
And he was making fun of the audience
Yeah.
saying, "You thought."
Yeah, so essentially he's making fun of the audience for believing that the story was going one way or that the characters were this, but in reality there was something else. And do you know who played that one cop?
If I remember correctly, it was
The actual director.
No, not the director,
The
the writer.
screenplay- the writer,
the
yeah.
screenwriter, Christopher McQuarrie, who is now a famous director. He directed the last two Mission Impossible movies. But yes, so that was him in the last shot of the movie, laughing at you for like a millisecond
saying,
because
"Haha, you
because
thought."
because he essentially he got us.
Yeah.
He was like, got him.
It was the biggest joke
Yeah.
for him. It's like, "Haha, you thought that." Haha.
Yeah, you thought.
You thought wrong.
Yeah, and it's like, holy shit, man, they got us.
When I didn't even notice the first time. He
No, I
had
didn't
to
notice it the first time I saw it either.
Like when we were watching, since he really seen it and I haven't,
Yeah.
he played back the clip and he says, "Look at the three cops talking." I was like, "Okay, I'm looking," and they were talking, and then he paused it right there when the guy was pointing and smiling, like, "You thought?" I was like, "What?
Exactly.
What? What an ass! He knew the whole time, and he looked at
fucking-
us and laughing at us.
He fucking
What
got
a bit!
us. He got us, man. He fucking tricked us.
I was like,
What an asshole.
why?
No,
Like,
not an asshole. We love you, Christopher McQuarrie.
Yeah, you funny guy. Do more of that. I'm kindly interested of your work now because
Okay, so like I said, he's a director now.
yes,
And he directed the last two Mission Impossible movies.
but I want more of that mystery stuff.
Yeah, so
that was awesome.
I do at one point want to talk about the Mission Impossible movies, so then we will see more of his work later. But anyways, so yeah, I think, is there anything else that you want to talk about this movie?
Then let's see. We covered basically almost everything, right? Except for like the details, like other stuff.
Well, yeah. Well, again, like we highly recommend that you watch like the shows and movies we talk about
Because there's a lot of things we haven't.
because
even
there's
talked
only
about.
there's only so much that we can talk about, and like really like watching the shows and movies that we talk about, you really have to watch them to like get the full experience. Like like him and I, we're just like fanboys. We're just like fanboying out about like our favorite shows and movies right now, hoping that you guys will watch them.
Yeah, because it's really interesting,
Yeah.
like how two people with different tastes and interests interact with each other, and that's what
Exactly.
basically what we're doing right now. I like anime, he likes classic films, and we're introducing our worlds to each other.
Yeah.
Basically, you like remember if you remember that circle where in the middle is something
The
they
Venn
both
diagram.
yeah the Venn diagram. Think of us there. Think of one of us is the other circle and the other and the other circle, and then put us, and then in the middle it just is our interest of we
Exactly.
both like together.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yep. Also, one thing that I did realize just now is that this movie is basically as old as I am.
Oh,
I
it is.
Yeah, because it came out in 1995, which was the year that I was born. So this movie is 26 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow,
So
brother.
and yeah, and I think it might be my favorite movie of the year I came the year I came out.
The year that I came out,
No,
I
the,
came
well,
out from this year.
well,
I was
yeah.
born in this year. I saw this movie when I was in the womb.
Yeah, well, I think the movie is a few months older than I am, maybe, or maybe I'm older. I'll check again and I'll update you guys. But so yeah, so essentially this movie is probably like my one of my favorite. Well, it is one of my favorite movies of the year that I was born. I don't know if it is like my absolute favorite because like the first Toy Story came out in 1995, and I really like the first Toy Story.
I wasn't born in that time.
And also, Martin Scorsese's Casino also came out around that time, and I really like that movie. But probably The Usual Suspects might be my favorite movie of the year that I was born.
Yeah, when you showed to me, I really liked like how everything would played out. They trying to one
Well,
up
yeah.
each other. Oh yeah, I really like when they try to refuse the offer, and then one of them just once off dies, and then everyone's just like, okay, this is serious.
Yeah.
We gotta do it. Like it was like that one death convinced all the others, like, okay, we gotta do this, or we gonna die ourselves.
Yeah, just like good characters. I just really one thing that I do really love about the movie is just like the relationship between the five guys, the usual suspects, because because their personalities are so unique to one another that none of them like act the same, but they make a good ensemble. Like I like seeing them pull off heists and do shootouts and stuff because they make a really good team even though like they're always fighting and disagreeing with each other. And
Oh
I
yeah,
think
there
and,
is
yeah.
one. There is one. Sorry for cutting you off.
Yeah.
There is one scene when they were doing the lineup. I found out that that one scene was all.
Oh
uh,
fuck yeah, we didn't talk about that.
yeah.
One of the famous scenes.
Yeah, it was the famous scene. Like when they were lined up and they say they had to read a line. It was all unscripted.
Yeah.
The whole thing was
Improvised.
unscripted. Yeah, it was all improvised because apparently the director that was making the movie said that they were so rebellious and they were not getting it.
Yeah,
taking it
they were
serious.
they were just not doing it right
So
because
they just let them do whatever they want on the lineup.
yeah, because also Benicio del Toro at that on the day of shooting, he couldn't control his farts.
Because
just
he
kept-
apparently he was eating like burrito or something at that time,
Something
or
like that.
fish.
Yeah.
And they just gave him like very bad gas.
Yeah,
So
and he
during
just kept
the
he just kept farting.
yeah. So during the whole scene, when they were talking at the screen, he was farting while in the scene, and everyone was just laughing because they could smell it and
Yeah.
hear it. But
Yeah.
but the mic didn't pick it up. But for them, they could hear it and
Yeah,
smell it. And they were laughing the whole time.
Yeah, because there's like a shot where like McManus is like, you know, I guess like he's like what does he do? He touches Fenster, he touches Benicio del Toro, and
Telling
like
him
and he's
to,
like
like-
annoying him, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Benicio del Toro like hits him, and then you hear like the actual hit in the microphone.
Yeah, you hear the actual hit. It was hilarious. After I found out that it wasn't scripted, I'm like, oh wow, that was the most like
Yeah,
favorite scene
Because-
from that movie.
because I will say this, I did read the original script of the movie, and
you
in the
did?
yeah, because okay,
So what was different?
so
What was supposed to happen?
So a lot of the script, a lot of parts were supposed to be serious. Like a lot of the funny parts in the movie, the comedic parts were actually serious in the original script. So in the original script, the scene was all serious because they were supposed to do was just say the line, "Give me your fucking keys, you cocksucker," and they were supposed to say it all serious. But again, the guys, they just kept fucking up and they kept breaking each other's balls and stuff like that. And so I listened to the commentary. if you can find the DVD commentary for the movie, it's done by the director Bryan Singer and the screenwriter Christopher McQuarrie. And actually, fun fact, those two guys were childhood friends.
Really?
Yeah, they were childhood friends. They lived like in the same neighborhood, and so it was interesting hearing them talk because Christopher McQuarrie was kind of pissed that the scene didn't come out the way that he wrote it, because I guess to him the scene worked better as a serious scene and not as like kind of like
The funny
like a
way.
funny comedic scene. But I think the scene really works the way that it is, and it's
Because
one
it
of the
makes sense because all con artists have their own personalities, and when they
It
get
really- yeah, it really-
interrogated,
it
they
really-
don't. They're not serious at all.
yeah,
They-
it really shows off like their personalities, and it sort of and it starts to create a bond with the characters, so you believe that these characters can bond with each other.
Yeah. So like you said in the original screen, it was supposed to be all serious.
Yeah,
I really like how it wasn't that serious because it makes sense. Because if you watch like videos of police interrogations and everything, they show the interrogation. The guys act like all cocky or saying nothing
yeah.
at all.
Oh, I love those.
And so it makes it made the movie much better when they were cocky.
Yeah,
Because if it was serious, I couldn't see it like that. Because no con artists are serious when they're being interrogated for a crime they probably did or did not do. They add like, oh, fool, I'm not gonna say anything. What you gonna get from me? You want something from me? Give me a taco, and we start talking business. Or they say, fuck you, I'll fuck your wife, or I'll fuck your sister-in-law, or something like that, like on those lines. They don't go serious. When they get interrogated, they put up a brave front,
yeah,
saying, fuck you, I'm not gonna give you shit.
exactly. And even still, like going back to the commentary, it seemed like Christopher McQuarrie was still like salty over the years that the scene didn't come out the way that he intended it to be filmed. So I think still to this day he's probably like kind of pissed that the scene didn't come out the way that he wrote it.
Oh, come on. It
but
was
it-
a good scene.
It was a good scene, yeah.
It makes more sense.
Yeah,
Because
it
all
makes
con artists-
sense in the context of the movie, because without that scene, I don't think the audience would believe that these guys would form like a team without them at least bonding at least once before.
Yeah.
But anyways, who knows? Like, I guess he always intended it to always be serious, but
But no,
Yeah.
if he kept it how it was, I think there's gonna be like a lot of scenes that wouldn't been more impact at all.
yeah,
How it was. I think letting it being loose but somewhat serious as
Yeah.
well, it made it better.
yeah.
be
I agree. I agree 100% with that sentiment. But then again, Christopher Corey, we love you. We love you. Please don't hate us.
But I don't think he's gonna be like, oh,
Nah,
what
he's
I'm
probably
gonna-
he's probably not gonna listen to this, but still, I love the guy. I think he's talented. This is like one of my favorite movies, and he did a really good job with the movie. I'm sorry that you don't like one of the most famous scenes of the movie.
It actually became a billboard, right? The
Yeah, so it became the logo for Bryan Singer's production company, because it's like it's his movie. Like Steven Spielberg, right? He directed
Yes.
E.T.
yeah.
So Steven Spielberg's company is called Amblin, and the logo of Amblin is the boy from E.T. riding his bicycle
bike, yeah,
with
I remember.
E.T. in the basket. So a lot of directors do that where they create like their logo and they take a scene from their movies.
And put it in for the
Yeah.
intro.
Yeah, no, it's cool. Yeah. So final thoughts on The Usual Suspects.
I really liked it. I really liked how it made me use my brain for once.
Yeah,
To
made
figure-
you
to
made you
figure
feel like a
out.
smart boy.
No, it made me feel stupid
Oh.
sometimes because I was like, all right, it gotta be this. It gotta be this guy. Or it gotta be this guy here trying to pull a scene.
Yeah.
But no, I was proven wrong multiple times. Like, for me watching it
Yeah.
for the very first time and me trying to figure out how the fuck who's Kasha Sosa is,
Yeah.
I was like the most, trying to figure out the whole thing. But regardless of the whole thing, it was still good. I really liked the whole thing.
I really enjoyed.
It was
yeah.
very unique. I really loved
Yeah,
the whole
there's not a lo-
interactions
yeah.
of the Kobayashi and
yeah.
how Dragon Maid. Sorry, it would not be myself. I didn't mention a weeb thing in there.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the whole thing. I really loved it. I will watch it again, over and over again, if I had the movie myself, because it was so interesting to see how all of it played out. It was really good, and I really enjoyed the whole thing.
Oh yeah, me like
Even though
yeah.
the screenwriter was being a bitch and just went,
Wha-
ha ha, ha ha, you couldn't
Oh,
figure
I
it
thought you were
out.
gonna call him a bitch because he didn't like that one scene. No, no, I agree. That was actually funny. If I ever get a chance to like make a movie, I want to like cameo in the movie and like I don't know, maybe do something similar where like I'm like, "Hey audience, it's me.
You
It's
thought
your
it was
boy."
you
It's
thought it
your
was something
boy.
else, but it was me, Dio.
And yeah, so let me give my final thoughts. Yeah, so like I really love like the crime genre of movies. It's like my bread and butter. This is one of my favorites. Like you said, it's very unique. There's very few movies that I can say that are like this movie. And yeah, I love the performances. I love the writing. The editing is really good too. Because the way because imagine editing a movie like this with so many flashbacks and so many like cutting back and forth to from different stories and getting it all to make sense.
That's
That's a tough task.
Yeah, that is a tough task. Honestly, it was worth it. It was
Yeah.
worth it for them to be able to do that. That was really
Exactly.
worth it.
Yeah, so I really love this movie. If I were to give it like a rating, I'd probably give it like maybe like an 8 or a 9 out of 10. Maybe a 9 because there's very few things that I don't like about this movie. But it's really one of my favorites. It's a joy to watch. If it's on Netflix, sometimes it's on Netflix. It's also I've also seen it on YouTube sometimes. If it's
But you
on
have to pay
YouTube,
for it.
you do have to pay for it. But yeah, but sometimes it is on the streaming services. So just Google it, and sometimes Google tells you what streaming services certain movies are on. So if you can find it, and hell, even if you, I don't know, look it up like pirate it or whatever. I don't give a fuck. It's a good movie. It's a good ass movie. Or like if you go to like a used bookstore or something like that, like a half price books, and you look at their DVD section and you find a copy of the DVD for hella cheap, pick it up. You won't regret it. It's a great ass movie. It's a great ass movie.
I'm looking it up. Oh yeah, it does say it.
Where's it playing? Because I bought it on iTunes, but where is it playing right now?
It says HBO Max.
Oh no shit! I got HBO Max. Fuck.
Yeah.
If you have HBO Max, go watch it right now. You
Well,
will not disappoint.
Well, it probably will change with the time when you finally edit the whole thing. And
Well, who knows? But yeah, just look it up. If you want something to watch and like you're like in quarantine or something like that, or you just want to watch like something new that you've
and
never seen,
interesting.
watch it. Watch it. I highly recommend it. You will not if you love crime movies with like a little bit of action and a lot of mystery, you're gonna like this.
Honestly, it's pretty good for being a weeb myself. It's
Yeah.
pretty good. I really liked it.
Yeah.
It used my brain. I used my brain, and it hurt because my brain's only
It hurts so good.
no, my brain is only capable in accessing boobage and material.
I'm more of a butt and thigh man myself.
I
but-
am.
Oh, you
I am
are?
as
Ah,
well.
So you're a man of culture.
I
see.
am a man of culture of all categories.
High society.
Yes, high society of all all calibers. I am a high society man who goes to all.
drives an Aston Martin.
Can you shut up so I can say my line?
I sounded more like Marvin the Martian than an actual like rich person.
My goodness, I will slap the hell out of you with my fancy leather glove. Shut the hell
Oh,
up.
I thought you said you were gonna slap me with your.
No, I am a
you know.
classic man. I do not do no barbaric shit. You
Oh.
commoners do.
Oh, good.
So, like I was saying, we are gentlemen of high standards. We
society.
I will slap your face with this giant slong if you don't shut up. Shut up.
You can
Thank you.
slap these nuts.
Sorry guys, if you excuse me, there's I have like a appointment. I have an appointment at 5 o'clock. It says here
Hey,
slapping my co-host in the
whoa,
face
whoa, whoa,
in
whoa.
T
Whoa,
minus
whoa, whoa,
5
whoa,
seconds.
whoa, whoa, Hey, don't get fucking near me. If you get fucking near me, It's gonna. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you, man. I'm gonna
Shut
smack
up
you.
then. Let me do my line.
Okay, finish your line then.
Thank you. We are high standard men. We are men of culture. I have go with many categories. The women thighs and ass and titties are highly on my top list of categories. I shall be most discreet. So, if you are a fellow gentleman of high culture, your presence here would be great appreciated. Because you know out there, we're degenerates, but classy degenerates. Stay classy, my friends.
Speak for yourself, world's most interesting man.
Yeah. Really? Was I interesting? Was because
Well,
I'm
because
pretty
you say
good.
stay classy, my friends, because it reminded me of the Dos Equis guy. Stay thirsty, my friend.
Oh, stay thirsty, my friends. Yeah, I remember him. Yeah, I just say to stay classy, my friends, because it's proper. It's you must stay proper on these kind of occasions. There's a lot of degenerates out there. They're not with high class. They act barbaric,
High society.
high society, and all things.
I subscribe to the New Yorker.
I subscribe to the New York Yanks.
New York Jinx? Don't you mean like New York Knicks?
No,
You-
Yanks.
You like Jenkum? You know what Jenkum is?
No, I do not. I just
Okay,
said
let me
a
let-
random word
let
because
me-
I didn't want to say
let me
no other
explain-
football names. Okay.
the Knicks are basketball, not football. You uncultured swine.
Exactly. I am on culture, but I am culture on a specific topic. Shut
Right.
up.
And
All right.
anime mommy milkers.
Yes, I have hundreds of those pictures. You want to see?
Hell no.
I have hundreds. I have thousands of thousands
I
of
like
files.
the real thing, bruh. I don't like cartoons.
That will be a conversation of another time.
So, hope you guys enjoyed our little review on The Usual Suspects.
Yes,
I
finally
rated-
getting it back to the movie.
Yeah, I rated 10 out of 10 because I really liked it. My brain hurts afterwards. If my brain wasn't hurting at the time, my rating will probably be lower. But
Yeah.
just because my brain was hurting a lot, I rated 10 out of 10 because it uses my brain knowledge.
Knowledge. Get some.
Knowledge. Lamborghinis.
All right, my beautiful, wonderful, not degenerate co-host.
Yes.
What are we gonna be talking about next time on the Anime Match Good podcast?
Well, good sir, if you want to know so badly, I have forgotten. Because of a classy degenerate I am, I was thinking about anime boobas and thighs of all categories.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck
But
up.
more serious, we are. The next episode is the time I got reincarnated as a slime.
Not a slime.
Yes, a slime of all things.
What? My name is who?
What?
My name is what? Chicka Chicka Slim
Shady.
or Slime Shady.
Oh, slime shady. Okay. So,
All
yeah.
right. It's good show. Good show. Can't wait to talk about it.
Yep. We are by the time we are recording this and being out, we are already half done with with the first season, and we are currently on the second. By the time this is out, so sooner or later we'll be starting recording that as well.
All right, guys. Leave a like and subscribe.
Why you so calm about it? You're supposed to say it like this. Okay, guys, if you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe. If you want to recommend anything else to us, leave it in the comments below. We would like to watch it for a future episode. If you guys want to have a conversation with us, leave it in the comments below. We will try to
and
interact
and I'm
with you
also gonna
as
leave
much
a
as
link
possible.
to our Twitter, our Reddit, subreddit, all our social medias in the description, and Ryu's streams. Go check them out on Twitch TV.
I stream occasionally on the weekends.
Yeah, boy.
But if you do catch me, I'll be playing some of the games with friends. I'll be mostly playing Genshin Impact. If you guys don't know about Genshin Impact, I am streaming that often as I can because of the updates and they are so slow with it.
Yeah, boy.
So if you guys want to catch me one of these times, come check me out. I'm usually playing a variety of games. I play Minecraft sometimes. I play Genshin
Yeah,
occasionally.
digital Legos. Yes.
Okay, I am avoiding that. Since you're
Okay.
just saying that. So yeah,
I'm not a gamer, guys. I'm a normie.
yes, he is, and he knows he is. I can't focus. All right, so yeah, come check us out, and I hope you guys see you guys again in the next episode.
Yeah, watch his streams. I don't watch a lot of people's streams, but his are like the only streams that I watch.
Because I am
'Cause he's-
hilarious and stupid at times.
He is. That's the appeal.
Exactly.
That's the appeal. You just nailed it right there on the head.
Exactly. I am stupid, but I make it seem that I am smart when I play it. If you see my setup of multiple games, you will say that's the most terrible setup. But for me, I'll make it work.
Make it work.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So that's the end of the podcast.
That is the end of the podcast. Cut right there.
Welcome to the podcast.
Do-do-do-do.
Ba-dum-bum. Welcome to the show. Ba-dum-bum.
Bum.
Beaner.
Beaner.
All right,
That's good. It's good.
All right.